We'll continue our discussion on lecture 5 of Cauchy's theorem and Cauchy-Borchardt theorem. So here are some consequences of Cauchy's theorem. So the first formula is integration over C dz by z minus alpha, and it will be 0 if C is any simple curve and z is equal to alpha is an exterior point of C. So I have already discussed in previous section. So when the point alpha z is equal to alpha lies outside the circle or outside the curve, then from Cauchy's theorem we'll get integration over C fz dz is equal to 0. That means here fz is equal to 1 by z minus alpha. That's why close integration over C dz by z minus alpha is equal to 0. So then we are going to talk about the second formula of Cauchy consequences. So here is the formula. So integration over C dz by z minus alpha is equal to 2 pi I, or we have to prove that integration over C dz by z minus alpha is equal to 2 pi I if C is any simple curve, closed curve, and z is equal to alpha is an interior point of C. So there is a difference between the formula 1 and formula 2. So in a formula 1, where the integral value is equals to 0 and alpha is the point lies outside the circle, but in that case alpha lies inside the circle or inside the curve. So in the first formula, in the first case, where the function say f of z is equal to 1 by z minus alpha is analytic, but in that case z minus 1 by z minus alpha is not an analytic function. Why it is not analytic? Because at the point z is equal to alpha, this function is not analytic. So the function f of z is equal to at z is equal to alpha, that is undefined function. Okay, so we cannot be apply the Cauchy's theorem on this problem. Okay, so now let's prove of this theorem. So let C1 be a circle with center. So I will take a circle where, and this circle is totally lies within the curve C. Okay, so here is the circle C1 and with center at the point z is equal to alpha and the radius say rho, and C1 is lies only within C. Here is the picture. So this is actually the curve. Okay, and this curve is called a arbitrary curve. Okay, and C1 is a circle, and C1 where alpha lies in C1, that is alpha is the center and rho say the radius of a circle. And I have already discussed in the previous class or previous lecture, if alpha is the center and rho is the radius of a circle, then integration over dz by z minus alpha, so this value is equal to 2 pi I. Okay, in that circle. So here C1 is the circle and C is the any curve, and C1 lies within C. Then applying the second theorem on Cauchy's consequences. What is the second theorem? So I have already discussed in the first section of lecture 5. If the two curves and one curve lies within the another curve and two curves are closed curve, okay, then the integral value of the curve C is equals to the integral value on the curve C1. So that is the integral value within the curve C1, that where C1 lies only within C. So these two curves, the integral value of these two curves are equal. Okay, this is the theorem or the second theorem on Cauchy's consequences. So now here f of z is equal to let us consider f of z is equal to 1 by z minus alpha. So this function is not analytic in that circle, but it is analytic in this annular region. Okay, so this is the annular region, you know, where alpha is the center of the circle, but in that region the function f of z is equal to 1 by z minus alpha is analytic. Okay, and annular region is bounded by C and C1. But integration of a C1 f of z dz is equal to, you know, this is equals to integration of a C1 1 by z minus alpha dz, but fz is equal to 1 by z minus alpha, and this value is equals to 2 pi I for the circle whose center at the point alpha and radius is rho. Okay, but in that problem we have to find integration of our C dz by z minus alpha is equal to 2 pi I, not in that curve or in that circle. Okay, and from second theorem we have already seen that integration of our C fz dz is equal to integration of our C1 fz dz. So therefore integration of our C1, and C1 is the circle, so integration of our C1 1 by z minus alpha dz is equal to 2 pi I. Subsequently we will say integration of our C 1 by z minus alpha dz is equal to 2 pi I. So hence the proof. So similarly we will talking about the third formula or of Cauchy's consequences. Here is the formula, integration of our C dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n. So here n be any positive integer and it greater than 1 actually, and when n is equal to 1, so this integral value is equal to, you know, 2 pi I. But when n is greater than 1, that means n is equal to 2 or 3 or 4, okay, and up to infinity, then the integral value is equals to 0, and alpha is the interior point of any simple closed curve C. Okay, so but when n is equal to 1, so this integral value is equal to 2 pi I, otherwise the integral value is 0. Okay, but in that case the alpha is the interior point of any closed curve C. So as in formula 1 we can write integration of our C dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n is equal to integration of our C1 dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n. So here C1 is the circle. Okay, so this is actually the similar thing is happen in the previous one. So here C1 is the circle and this is actually the curve, any arbitrary curve. Okay, so here C1 is the circle lies within C, and then the equation of the circle C1 is equal to, say, z minus alpha is equal to rho. So z minus alpha is equal to rho is the circle, equation of a circle, where rho is the radius and alpha is the center of a circle. So in the previous formula I have already discussed, so if the curve C1 is lies only within C, then the two integral value are the same. Okay, the value of this integration over the circle C, over the curve C, is equals to the value of this integration over the curve C1. Okay, so on that circle C1, this is the equation of a circle, z minus alpha is equal to rho. I will take this one. So modulus of z minus alpha is equal to rho. So this is the equation of a circle. Let us consider the amplitude of z is equal to theta. Then the polar coordinate or polar form of any circle whose center at the point alpha and radius is, say, rho, is equals to z minus alpha is equal to rho into cos theta plus I sin theta, where theta is the amplitude of z minus alpha and rho is the radius of a circle. So from this we will get rho into e to the power I theta. So e to the power I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. This is actually a known function or the complex function. So therefore from this we will get z is equal to alpha plus rho into e to the power I theta. Okay, and theta is the amplitude of the circle, so therefore theta is varies from 0 to 2 pi. So in any circle where theta is varies from, in the first coordinate where theta is varies from 0 to pi by 2, in the second coordinate where theta is varies from pi by 2 to pi, in the third coordinate theta varies from pi to 3 pi by 2, okay, as well as in the fourth coordinate theta varies from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. That is, in the circle theta actually varies from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so therefore, okay, now we differentiate this one with respect to theta, or differentiate this, we will get dz is equal to, so alpha is the constant term, alpha is the center of a circle, that is, this is equals to 0, derivative of alpha is equal to 0. So dz is equal to rho into, so where I is also the constant term, so rho into I into e to the power I theta into d theta. Okay, so therefore integration over C1, so I will take this one, this integration, not this one. So here C is not, I don't know what is C. Here C is the closed curve, but we don't know is this curve is either the circle or ellipse, or therefore integration over C1 dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n. So this integration, this is actually written as integration over 0 to 2 pi in the closed curve. So the integration will be the definite integral. Okay, so here the lower limit is 0 and the upper limit is 2 pi into, and dz is equal to I rho e to the power I theta into d theta, and z minus alpha whole to the power n is equal to, but z minus alpha is equal to rho into e to the power I theta. So z minus alpha whole to the power n is equal to rho to the power n into e to the power I n theta. Okay, after cancelling the term e to the power I theta rho, and okay, so from this we will get this one. After integration we will get this. So now putting the value of theta is equal to 2 pi and 0, so we will get the integral value is 0. Okay, so therefore close integration over C1 dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n is equal to 0. So where C1 is the circle and C1 is lies only within C, therefore or subsequently integration over C, and integration over C dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n is equals to integration over C1 dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n. So consequently integration over C dz by z minus alpha whole to the power n is equal to 0 for n is equal to 2, 3, 4, okay, up to infinity. But when n is equal to 1, this integral value should be 2 pi I. Okay, otherwise when n greater than 0, greater than 1, then this integral value is equal to 0, where alpha is the point is lies inside the circle or inside the curve. So I will take some example on Cauchy's theorem or Cauchy-Borchardt theorem. So here is the example. There is the first example on Cauchy's theorem. Evaluate the integration over C z by z square minus 25 dz on the circle C such that mod of z minus 1 is equal to 2. So we are going to find this the value of this integration, where the curve is given and the curve is a circle whose center at the z minus 1 is equal to 2 actually. This is the circle, equation of a circle. So that is, the center of the circle is actually 0, 1 and the radius is actually 2. Okay, of the circle C. Therefore, so here f is equal to, let us consider f of z is equal to z by z square minus 25 can be decomposed into the sum of partial fraction. So the first partial fraction is 1 by z minus 5 and the second one is 1 by z plus 5. So both functions are analytic within or on the circle C. Why these two functions are analytic? Because the singular point of this function, say first function is say f of z is equal to 1 by z minus 5, and similarly the second one say f of z phi of z is equal to 1 by z plus 5. So the singular point of the function f of z is equal to 5 and the singular point of phi of z is equal to minus 5. So plus 5 and minus 5 both the singular point, and this point is not lies inside the circle. Okay, z minus 1 is equal to 2. So if the point is lies inside the circle, then we'll say the function is not analytic. Okay, so that is f of z is not analytic if z is equal to plus minus 5 is lies inside the circle. But in that case, the plus 5 and minus 5 are the 2 points, 2 singular point, and this singular point is not inside the circle. Okay, so therefore from Cauchy's theorem we'll get the integration of our c z by z square minus 25 g days dz is equal to 0. This is the value of this integration. After that, we are going to take one more example on Cauchy's theorem. That is the example. Evaluate the integration of a c 4z minus 9 by z into z minus 3 dz. But c is the closed contour containing 0 and 3 interior. So here c is the curve. So c be any arbitrary curve, and 0 and 3 are the interior point of this curve. Okay. So let us consider f of z is equal to say 4z minus 9 by z into z minus 3. So this function can be decomposed into two partial fractions. So the first fraction is 3 by z and the second one is 1 by z minus 3. So therefore the integration of our c 4z minus 9 by z into z minus 3 dz is equal to, so this integral value it should be divided into two parts. So the first part is 3 into integration of our c 1 by z minus 0 dz, and the second part is integration of our c 1 by z minus 3 into dz. Or if we take integration on both sides, we will get this one. Okay. So you know the integration of our c 1 by z minus 0 into dz. What is the value of this integration? When the points is lies inside the circle. So this integral value from the second consequences, the second formula already discussed in previous slide. When the point, that is the singular point, is lies in inside the curve, then 1 by z minus alpha is equal to alpha dz is equal to 2 pi I. But if the point is lies outside the curve, then from Cauchy's theorem the integral value it should be 0. So here the 2 points 0 and 3 are interior point. So this integral value is not 0. So this is not a analytic function actually. So 1 by z minus 0, that is 1 by z, is not analytic. So at the point z is equal to 0, this function is undefined. Why? So 0 is the point is lies inside the circle. So this is not an analytic. So from the second consequences of Cauchy's theorem, this integral value it should be 2 pi I. Okay. So 3 into 2 pi I, and similarly 1 by z minus 3 dz is also 2 pi I. Okay. So similar same thing will happen in the second integration. So this integral value is also 2 pi I. So that is 3 into 2 pi I plus 2 pi I is equal to 8 pi I. Take one more example on Cauchy's theorem. So here is the example. So integration of our c 2z plus 1 by z into 2z plus I whole square dz. So find the value of this integration on the circle, but the circle is modulo of z is equal to 1. That means the center of the circle is 0, 0, that is at the origin, and radius is 1. Okay. So here 2z plus 1 by z into 2z plus I whole square. So this is actually say f of z. This is the function. So this function can be decomposed into the sum of the partial fraction. So there are 3 partial fractions. So first one is after calculating we'll get this one. Okay, so first one is minus 1 by z, and the second one is 2 by 2z plus I, as well as third one I have found 2 into 1 plus I by 2z plus I whole square. Okay, so after decomposed we'll get this partial fraction. Okay, so now when 2z plus I is equal to 0, from this we'll get z is equal to minus I by 2, that is 0 minus I by 2. So 0 minus I by 2 is the point. What is the coordinate of this point? The coordinate of this point is 0 comma minus half. Okay, so this point is lies within the circle C. Because the radius of the circle is 1 and center at the point 0 comma 0, so 0 comma minus half is the point is lies in that circle. Okay, therefore close integration over C dz by 2z plus I whole square, and it should be written as 1 by 4 into integration over C dz by z plus I by 2 whole square. When we common 2 from denominator, we'll get this one. Okay, so z plus I by 2 whole square. And you know, from the third consequences of Cauchy's theorem, we'll get integration over C dz by z minus alpha whole to the power 2 or whole to the power n, where n be any positive number is greater than 0, greater than 1, then the integral value is 0. Thing happen in this in that problem, so this integral value should be 0. So now next we are going to talk about the integral value, or we'll discuss about the integral value of dz by 2z plus I. So here we common 2 on the denominator, we'll get 1 by 2 into C, close integration over C dz by z plus I by 2. Okay, so from the second consequences or second theorem on Cauchy's consequences, we'll get, so this value is equals to 1 by 2 into 2 pi I. So here n is equal to 1 actually. So if n is greater than 0, then this integral value is 0. Okay, and this point is lies inside the circle or inside the curve. So from this we will get the value of this integration, and it will be pi into I. And the third integration, this one is actually integration over C dz by z, and you know this value is from the second consequences we will get the value of this, and this value of this integration is 2 pi I. And you know z is equal to 0 is the point is lies inside the circle. If the point 0 is lies outside this circle, then we will say the integral value is 0. After if we apply the Cauchy's theorem, we will get the value of 0. But in that case where 0 is not lies outside the circle, is lies inside the circle, therefore from second consequences or the second formula of Cauchy's consequences, will get the value is 2 pi I. So therefore integration over C 2z plus 1 by z into 2z plus I whole square. So from this we'll get minus integration over C dz by 2. So now taking integration on both sides, we'll get this one. So minus 1 integration over C dz by z plus integration over C dz by 2z plus I plus 2 into I plus 1 into integration over C dz by 2z plus I whole square. So this integral value is 0, I have already discussed. And the second integration is pi I, value of the second integration, and the value of the first integration is 2 pi I. So from this we'll get the value of this integration, and it will be 0. Okay, after cancelling the term 2 pi I and minus 2 pi I. But the third term is actually 0. So from after cancelling the first and second term, and so the value of this integration, and it should be 0. So I'll take the fourth example on Cauchy's theorem. So here is the example. So evaluate integration over C dz by z into z minus 1, where C is the circle, modulus of z is equal to 3. So modulus of z is equal to 3. This is actually the circle where center at the point 0, 0 and radius is 3. This is so look at the picture where this is actually the circle, and C is the circle where 0, 0 is the center and 3 is the radius of the circle. Okay, so now z into z minus 1 is equal to 0, and from this we will get z is equal to 0 and z is equal to 1. So z is equal to 0 and z is equal to 1. So these 2 points are lies inside the circle. Okay. Now let f of z is equal to z 1 by z into z minus 1, and can be decomposed into 2 parts. So the first part is a by z and the second part is b by z minus 1. So from this we will get the value of z a and value of b. So if we put z is equal to 0 in that section, we will get the value of a, and when we put z is equal to 1 in this equation, we will get the value of b. So here is the value of a, and a is equal to minus 1 and b is equal to plus 1. So therefore 1 by z into z minus 1, this it can be expressed as minus 1 by z plus 1 by z minus 1. So therefore we'll take integration on both sides. We'll get integration over c dz by z into z minus 1 is equal to minus integration over c dz by z plus integration over c dz by z minus 1. So here the points z is equal to 0 and z is equal to 1 lies inside the circle. So from this we cannot be apply the Cauchy's theorem, but we can apply the Cauchy's consequences of Cauchy's theorem. So you know, if the points z is equal to 0 and z is equal to 1 is lies outside the circle, then we'll say this integral value is 0 as well as this integral value is 0, applying the Cauchy's theorem. But here we can apply the Cauchy's consequences actually. So integration over c dz by z is equal to the value of this integration, where 0 is the point is lies inside the circle, so it should be 2 pi I. That is minus of integration over c dz by z is equal to minus 2 pi I. And similarly same thing happen in the second integration, integration over c dz by z minus 1, and it should be 2 pi I also. Okay, so therefore integration over c dz by z into z minus 1 is equals to minus 2 pi I plus 2 pi I. So after cancelling the term 2 pi I and minus 2 pi I, will get the value of this integration, and the value of this integration is 0. Another example of Cauchy's theorem: evaluate integration over c z minus 3 by z square plus 2z plus 5 dz, where c is the circle, modulus of z is equal to 1. So this is the circle where the center at the point 0, 0 and radius is 1. Okay, so from denominator we'll get z square plus 2z plus 5 is the denominator. From this we'll get the 2 factors. Okay, so the first factor is z plus 1 plus 2i, and the second factor is z plus 1 minus 2i. So therefore z minus 3 by z square plus 2z plus 5 can be expressed as z minus 3 by z plus 1 plus 2i into z plus 1 minus 2i. So now this expression can be decomposed into the sum of the 2 partial fraction. So the first fraction is z plus 1 plus 2i, and the second fraction is z plus 1 minus 2i. Okay, now applying the partial fraction, when we put z is equal to minus 1 plus 2i, we'll get the value of b, and the value of b is equal to this 1 by 2 plus I. And when we put z is equal to minus 1 minus 2i, so from this we will get the value of a, and the value of a by 2 minus I. From this the given function can be expressed as 2 partial fraction. So the first fraction is 1 by 2 minus I by z plus I plus 2I, and the second one is 1 by 2 plus I by z plus 1 minus 2I. Okay. Okay, now taking integration on both sides, we'll get this one. Okay. So here minus 1 minus 2I is the point is lies outside the circle. This point is lies outside the circle. So if the point is lies outside the circle, hence by Cauchy's theorem, this integral value is 0. As well as z is equal to minus 1 plus 2I. This point is also lies outside the circle. Why this point is lies outside the circle? The coordinate of this point is minus 1 comma 2. So this and the circle is whose center at the point 0 comma 0 and radius is 1. Okay. So minus 1 plus 2I is the point is lies outside the circle, as well as minus 1 comma minus 2I is the point is lies outside the circle. When this point is lies outside the circle, then by Cauchy's theorem, this function is analytic. Okay. And if the function is analytic inside the circle, then from of this integration is 0. As well as when z is equal to minus 1 plus 2I is a point is lies outside the circle, and from Cauchy's theorem, the same thing will happen in this integration actually. So it will be also 0. Therefore, the integration over C, the given integration is equal to the given integral value is equal to 0. So I'll stop today's lecture. Thank you.